All right, thank you, everyone. This is a little bit of me saying the quiet part out loud, but we really, really do appreciate you all coming and joining us this year. This was our 10th year of doing this conference, which is kind of hard to believe. And we still don't quite know what we're doing, but hopefully you saw a little bit of that. Hopefully you didn't see too much of that as we work things out with the new venue and the coming back in person, all that good stuff. So I do want to thank everybody. Everyone's been super wonderful and really understanding of running out of coffee, Wi-Fi falling over Monday, like all the fun things that come back with large numbers of humans in a physical space. So I really do thank everyone for kind of working with us on that. In particular this year, I've been really blown away by the energy downstairs. The writing day was just incredibly well attended. The unconference I saw spilled over into the courtyard a couple times and the patio out there. It was just really lovely to see so many people kind of having so much energy for talking with other folks. All the lovely speakers on stage. Just this whole event has really kind of I think a lot of the staff has reminded us why we do all the work to make this happen every year. So I'm not going to stay up here too long. I know everybody has places to get to, but just wanted to have a few kind of notes and takeaways and some other thank yous. So most importantly, kind of what's next. All of the talks that you saw are going to be released as videos on our website in the next few weeks. It's going to be a little bit of a longer delay this year because we do have, staff traveling and all the stuff kind of after the conference that we have to get back to in real life. So it's going to take a few more weeks or, at least a few weeks. The online stuff's a little bit quicker to get out. Please share your feedback with us. We got a lot of feedback in person. That all immediately falls out of our head when the next feedback comes in. So please write things down. We're going to send you a survey either at the end of this week or early next week that just has a few questions, just like, what we did well, what we should keep doing, what we did poorly, what we could improve, that kind of stuff. So definitely keep that stuff in mind. And please, if you want to brain dump it into an email and just send it to us right, in an hour, that works too. But please do write it down because all the stuff that you've told us, we might have internalized or we might have immediately forgotten it because some other thing happened right after it, right? Please do share, some of your favorite moments, favorite kind of activities, just on social media, other places, so we can kind of feel that energy in the days that come as the post-conference crash envelops all of us. And if you're, playing life on hard mode, actually writing up a blog post, doing a little bit more actual content, like what you learned, some of your favorite talks, that kind of stuff, that's also a really, really lovely way for us to kind of be able to capture that, share it, look at it next year to show folks that, people really value coming to these events. So those are all things that you can do when you get home next week and you're really sad that you're not hanging out with a bunch of people that actually understand you. Sorry, that is going to happen, So I really hope that, kind of what I talked about in the intro, with everybody kind of making this event feel the way that we want it to feel, is actually what happened. I hope everyone felt that it was welcoming, open, supportive, and positive. I saw so many lovely interactions, so many kind of hugs and kind of really interesting conversations happening all over the venue throughout this event. And I'd like to think that we've achieved this again this year and hope that's true and that's how it felt for you as well. So if you actually want to help make these events happen, that is also a thing you can do. Pretty much almost the entire team is volunteer for the most part. So this is a thing that you can come and be a part of if that's of interest. If you're excited about doing stuff locally, we do have a number of meetups that are kind of starting to come back, especially post-COVID. So if you have a local town, you might already have a meetup. If you don't already have a meetup, that is the thing you can also start. You can email us. We have a whole guide. We have a bunch of instructions. You can hang out with Rose and talk about meetups. So if the lightning talks weren't enough Rose for you, you can have more of her in your life. Similarly, we have a bunch of other online things that we do. We have a newsletter, we have a Slack, we have a bunch of other things that we do that also need folks to help with. So if that is of interest, if you want to write summary articles of Slack conversations, you want to do moderation, if Ashley's talk on inclusive language spoke to you, that is a thing we talk about a lot in Slack moderation. We also, in the kind of leading up to the conference, I forgot to put this in the intro, but I did want to note it in the outro, is that we did release our salary survey from 2022, which is always kind of a lovely resource to understand kind of pay rates, all the different parts of the industry, you know, how people are feeling about their jobs. Might be a little bit different this year, but it's really good to have that information so folks can kind of negotiate for a higher pay rate, get the benefits that they need in the industry. So I do want to note that as well, that I would recommend checking that out. If you cannot get enough of our lovely conferences, we have our Atlantic conference, which is new this year in September. It's kind of a rebranding of our Prague conference, which is continuing to be virtual. And we've rebranded it Atlantic because it's kind of spanning European and US East Coast time zone. So it's basically, you know, if you're in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, it is the perfect conference for you. The CFP is open for about the next, I think, week or so. So if you had a lightning talk that you thought was great and you want to turn into a real talk, or if you have a lightning talk that did not get selected and you want to show us we were wrong, it's a great place to submit the CFP there. And then if you didn't get enough of Swapnil as an MC, you can go over and join him in Australia in December. I believe they're back in person in Melbourne in December. So that would be a fun trip. And then also, of course, your local meetup, if that is an option. So I did want to say thank you once again to all of our wonderful speakers, all of the staff, the venue staff, everyone that really just kind of made this operation continue to happen. All of our sponsors out there at the expo hall this morning. There's tons of energy there as well. That was really cool to see. And again, all of the attendees, like you all are really what make this conference what it is. And so again, I've been up here doing a sound check in an empty room, and it is not nearly as much fun. So I really do, you know, value the energy and the life you bring to the venue and the kind of energy that you bring to the way that we all interact with each other in this space. So once again, look at all of our sponsors, look at all of our lovely team. And I would like to take this opportunity to actually invite all of the team up on stage if they're hiding somewhere, just to kind of make sure that I'm not the only person that people see. All right, thank these lovely people. Also Bart in the back, Vanessa down there still doing lots of typing, Kay taking pictures. All right. Thank you, everyone. You may now go back to hiding. I noticed somebody conspicuously absent from the stage, which is something I thought might happen. So I did want to make a point to call out Katie. We ran an experiment this year where we actually had someone work with us as an event producer, which basically is like the only reason half of this thing happened. And so she's been the one running around like constantly making everything happen, and I've been super impressed with the work she did. I don't even know if she's in the room or if she's still hiding out at the reg desk somewhere or doing something super useful. So that was also super exciting because she is the, you know, a lot of us you get to see, we're on the MC, we're doing lightning talks, we're setting up stuff, but she was really just behind the scenes making it all happen, which was really, really wonderful. Oh. I think Rose used her vaudeville hook and pulled her on stage there. All right, folks. Unfortunately, that is it. We don't have to be sad that we're leaving. We can just be happy that it happened. Please do stay in touch. Use that hashtag if you post stuff on the internet. Join us on the Slack. Subscribe to our newsletter if you want to kind of keep up to date with all the various things that are going on. And if you have good things to say or, positive improvements for next year, voiced in a very positive way, you can email us. And with that, I wish you all a lovely trip home, and we hope we'll see you next time. Have a good evening.